more that are struggling, I guess, to come in, we will get started. For today's class, you're going to need a chair, a tennis ball, a couple of blocks that are even, and then your Pilates softball. We will start on the floor, and then we're going to do quite a bit of work on the chair today. I, as always, like to surprise the body and really put it in positions that are a little bit uncomfortable, just to see how the body is responding. So we will get started on the floor with our Pilates ball. Take the ball right behind your cervical spine. Lift and lengthen your tailbone. Traction your spine. Lift your hips for a moment and lengthen your hips towards your calf muscles. So there is a lengthy sensation along your spine, and then lower your sacrum down. Heel to your feet slightly forward. Keep the pressure on the ball. You may grab the ball with your fingertips and then turn to the right and left. Saying good morning to your back body and starting to flush out the toxins and then sending some nutrients. So we're working on the lymphatic system here. And the best way to do that is through movement. If you feel a little residue in your hips, wiggle your hips, because you are awakening your tissue and decompressing. Press the ball more than you think you should, and move a little slow now. Notice each side or along the journey from the right to the left if you find some areas that need attention. Feel free to lower your chin and lift your chin. Good. And then lift up, come up to a seat, and take the ball right towards your low back, right above the hip. Your glutes will be off the floor. Draw the shoulders apart, open your feet wider than your hips, and now keep the pressure, sway your hips to the right and to the left. Ironing out the erector spinae, those muscles along your spine, along with the tendons and the ligaments, the nerves, connective tissue. And I do like a skipping rope, like you skipping a rope over your ball. And go in one direction and then in the opposite direction. Good. Lift your hips. Move the ball out of your way. Lengthen your hips and come all the way down to the floor. Walk your feet a little further. Notice the sensations in your back body. Open your arms in a T. Make sure you have no toys on the sides. And now lift your left arm. Keep your knees upright as best as you can. Lift your left arm, travel over to the right. Lift your head and lift your chest up. Hollow your belly and draw the back of the ribs towards the back wall. Big circle up and over your head. Notice where you feel a little kink. Breathe and shine a light there. One more time. Inhale. Lift your left arm up and over to the right. Keep your knees upright. Depress the shoulders. Lift your chest tall. Hollow your belly towards your spine. Up and over, big circle. Slowly release. Take the ball to your right hand. Open your arms in a T. Inhale. Keep your knees upright. Lift your right arm, right shoulder, chest, head. Travel to the left. Depress the shoulder. Lift your chest tall. Hollow your belly. Breathe into your back body. Big circle up and over your head. Slow. Rinse any tension. And pause. Last one. Inhale. Lift up and over. Lift your chest. Keep your knees upright. Hollow your belly. Big circle. Up and over. Slowly release. Take a moment. Shake your hips. Find your sacrum on the floor. Take the ball between your knees. Palms alongside your body. Press your feet and spread your toes. And then on the exhale, lift your tailbone off the floor. We're moving slow. Move your sacrum off the floor and only your low back. Your ribs are on the floor. Claw the mat with your toes. Press the floor with your palms. Lengthen your tailbone and now shine a light through your glutes and your lower glutes where they meet your hamstrings. Your low back is quiet. If you feel your low back, engage your lower glutes a little more and lower your hips a little. Keep breathing in here. And now lift your palms to your thighs. Small movement, lift 1 inch, hold it and feel. Lower only 1 inch. Lift and hold. Your engagement is traveling to your bones. Lower little. Lift and hold, squeeze. Lower. Lift and hold, squeeze. Lower. Lift and hold, squeeze. Lower. Lift and hold and squeeze. Now turn your palms towards one another, mimicking the ball, and now you have magnets between your hands. Keep your hips the same height, they're not going down, but now squeeze the ball in your hands like an accordion and then open it up a little. What does it feel like when you squeeze in? Claw the mat with your toes and release a little. Squeeze in, make friends with those deep sensations in your glutes and release a little. Squeeze and hold. Release a little. Squeeze and hold. Release a little. Hands to the floor, lengthen your hips, lower your low back only. Breathe into that tension. Then lower your sacrum and lengthen. And then release your tailbone. Ooh, very nice. Rest on the left side or the side that you can see me. And are you resting on your left elbow? Make a pillow with your left hand. Ball between your legs. Bend your left leg. Your hips are stacked together. Right leg is extended, spread your toes. Now everyone stick your tushy out and notice how your ribs are flaring forward. And now do the opposite. Pull your glutes in and notice how your rib cage is going back. Keep that engagement, right hand on your thigh. Lift your leg 1 inch. Squeeze the ball. Lift your leg 1 inch, you're still on the ball the whole time, contact. Squeeze the ball, adduction. Inner thighs are active. Your inner glutes are active. Lift your leg 1 inch. Glutes, don't lose them. And then squeeze the ball. You want a little more? Lift your left lower leg off the floor. Lift up a little. And then squeeze the ball. Ooh. Release a little. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Look at your right foot. It should be parallel. Lift and lower, perpendicular. Breathe in here. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Lift your bottom lower leg up a little. Lift the left heel, the bottom heel up. 3, press the top leg down. 2, 1, pause for 8, release. 7, release. 6, release. 5, core active, release. 3 again, because I missed 4, and then 2 and 1. Beautiful. Slowly release it. Take the ball. Stick your tushy in and out. Massage your hips. All right, come into your forearm this time. Your top leg that worked, take it behind you. And now you're gonna use your oblique muscles. Lift your right hand up. Inner thighs are active. And I use your oblique muscles. Tap the left leg. Left shoulder away from your ear. Lower down. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze it up. Notice what's working. Lift your chest a little more. Lower with control like you have an ankle weight. Exhale, squeeze it up. Lift. And exhale, squeeze it up. Shoulders broad, widen your collarbones. And open. And squeeze it up. Pause for 8, 7, 6, 5. Let your core do the work. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it and rest. Good. Take the ball towards your sternum. Just watch for a moment first. It's going to be right on your breastbone. And you're making a pillow. Your top leg, the heel is going back. Depress the shoulders, just watch. You're going to lift, lift, lift. Lower your leg down, turn your toes to the side. You lift with your heel 3 times, and then you turn your foot sideways. So we're working different, we're shining the light through your glutes in the different directions. Okay, glute maximus, minimus, so on and so forth. Hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry. All right. I had it feeling. Okay, so I had my alarm. Hello. I'm here. I had my alarm. I forgot to turn my alarm off and I put the wrong code in there. So the police came in to check on me. So here we are. All right. So now we know where we are. Ball, your left leg is bent. Your right leg is behind you. Ball between on your breastbone. Make a pillow with your hands. Depress the shoulders. Your glutes have to be super, super engaged. And here we go. Pull the shoulders back. Lift your right heel up, up, up. Hold it here, feel it. Lengthen the heel away from your hips. Now turn your toes to the side and squeeze that imaginary ball. Don't touch the floor. Lift with your heel for 3, 2, 1. Turn your toes sideways, lower, slow. Shoulders back, lift your heel, 3, 2, 1, hold. Turn your toes sideways, squeeze it down. 3, 2, 1, hold. Turn your toes sideways, lower and squeeze. Lift your heel, 3, 2, shoulders back. 1, push the heel away from your hips. Pause for 8, little, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release. Oh, take your right leg behind you. Ooh. Right fingertips on the side. Bend your left elbow and now lift your rib cage. Open the chest. The movement is coming from your rib cage, not from your arm. Keep lifting your ribs and keep lifting your spine. Breathe into the side body, breathe into your back body. Visualize how you're unwinding your rib cage and your lats and your triceps. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. And now from your armpit down to your hip, there is a connection with your lats. So you are lengthening this to decompress your hips as well. Ever so slowly come back and smile. Okay, side B. Lay on your elbow. Bottom leg is bent, top leg is extended. Stack your hips together. Stick your tushy out and notice what happens to your spine. And now do the opposite. Pull your glutes forward. Depress the right shoulder, left hand on your thigh. Flex your left foot. And now lift a little. And now squeeze the ball. Crush the ball, crush the ball. But keep your glutes forward. Lift a little, close your eyes. Exhale, crush the ball. What's working and how is this side different? Breathe into the different. Lift and hold. Exhale, squeeze. Squeeze more than you think you can. Your nervous system has a great way to tell you only go here. Push the envelope, lift up. Glutes are forward. The bottom glute is active. Squeeze the ball. Then your low back is going to be happy. Lift and hold. Maybe you lift your bottom leg off the floor. Squeeze and hold. Lift your chest. Lift your leg, inhale. Adduction, squeeze and crush the ball, but bring your glutes forward and lift your chest up. Lift and hold. Squeeze and hold. Hold it here. Pause for 8, 7. What do you feel each pulse? 6. I'm going slow. 5, 4. Glutes active. 3, 2, 1. Slowly release and rest. Good. Slowly come up. You on your right forearm. Depress the shoulder. Top leg behind you. Extend your bottom leg. Widen your collarbones, your right shoulder is away from your ear. So your core and your mid-back are working. Lift your hand, inhale. Let the movement come from your obliques and your core. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Lift a little more with your core, not with your leg. Your core is lifting you up. And then lower with control. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Breathe here. And lower. Squeeze and hold. Breathe. Lift your mid back up. Lower. Lift and hold. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Lift your chest a little more. And lower. Last one. Squeeze and hold. Hold, hold, hold. Slow pulse. 8, your core. Release. Squeeze and release. 6, slow is harder than fast. Squeeze, release. Close your eyes, feel your core and release. And 2, and release. And 1. Oh, release. Woo! Okay. Left leg goes behind you. Ball on your breastbone. And then one hand on top of the other. Depress the shoulders, fire up your glutes. Before we go, tuck your left toes under and push the heel away from your low back. Now fire up your glutes and depress the shoulders. Lift for 3 and 2 and 1. Turn your toes sideways, crush the imaginary ball. Lift your heel, 3. Push the heel away from your glutes, 2 and 1. Turn sideways, lower, crush the ball, don't touch. Lift for 3, lift for 2, lift for 1. Turn, lower, crash. Shoulders back, lift the heel high. 2, 1, hold, push the heel away from your low back. Breathe, lift a little higher. Turn your toes, lower. 1 more. Lift with the heel. 2nd floor, 3rd floor, push the heel away. Lift a little more. Turn your toes, lower. Last one. Lift and hold. 2 and 1. Push the heel away. Pause for 8. Slow. Little. 7. You're lifting a sandbag. 6. 5. 4. Shoulders away from your ears. 3. 2. And 1. Slowly release. Woo! Bend your leg behind you. Left fingertips down. I want to go to bed. Bend your right elbow. Lift from your rib cage. Up, up, up. Breathe. Lift your chest. Ground the right hip down to the floor. Shine a light onto your ribs, the side here, your spine, the back ribs. Visualize your thoracic spine is getting taller and taller towards your elbow. Slowly release it. Ay, ay, ay. Good work, everyone. Okay, so now we're going to migrate to the chair. And before we sit on the chair, that's when you're going to need your blocks. And number one, well, one of the risks for people as they age a little bit is a lack of strength in the ankles and the hips and the knees and the mobility. So strengthening the ankles really needs attention, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the block to help us with support. You're gonna take both of the blocks next to each other, okay? And take the back of the seat. Let me see, I'll do it this way. Your blocks are about a foot or so away, next to each other, away from the back of the seat. And now the balls of your feet are gonna be on the block. Just the balls. Your fingertips on the chair. And now we'll start slow. You're gonna lower one heel as you bend the opposite leg. And then you're gonna lift and bend the opposite. One more set. Lower one leg, you're gonna get a stretch here. And then lift and change. Now try to depend less on the chair. And now lift your heels high, high, high. Look at your heels, make sure they're not swaying in or out. Keep them aligned with your second and third toe, and then lower. Lift your chest, lift your heels high. Lower. Lift your heels high. Lower. Lift your heels. If you're one of those that hyperextend your knees, bend your knees a little bit. Look at your knees. And then lower. Press all 10 toes. Lift and hold. Maybe one hand comes off the chair. Maybe you change. Lift your kneecaps. Lower. Lift one more time. Maybe some of you, I would not recommend it if you don't feel stable. Lift your hands, but you're close to the chair. And then take the hands on the chair and lower your feet. Ooh, hopefully you felt it. All right. Find your band, your TheraBand. And keep all your toes close by you. The ball goes right behind your seat. So that reminds you to keep your front lower ribs down. So that means your pelvis is going to be neutral. Your shoulders over your hip. Take the band. So fold it in half. Take the band flat on right above your knees, about 5 inches, and now cross it behind. Cross it behind, and then grab your hands right on top. So you're making basically a band around your knees. Okay, keep it fairly taut. And now from here, inhale. Open your knees. You're doing now abduction. Open, open, open. Shoulders over your hips. Your glutes are active. Your core is active. And now squeeze and come into the midline with control. Inhale. Exhale, pull for 3 and hold. For 2 and hold. For 1 and hold. Lower down and rest. If you feel it's too easy, make the cross a little more taut. Okay? Or change a band if you feel this one is too easy for you. You can even cross on the top. Okay? You want to use those deep layers of your tissue. Your heels are off the floor. Inhale. And I go for 3 and hold. 2 and hold. Lift your chest. 3 and hold. Ooh. Lower with control. Inhale. Exhale, 3 and hold. 2, hold. What's working? 3 and hold. You want to use your abductors. the glute medius, your minimus, the outer edges of your glutes, and then lower. Inhale, lift for 1 and hold, 2 and hold, 3 and hold, pause for 8, woo, 7, 6, 5, breathe, 4, push, fight for it, 3, 2, 1, release and rest. Oh my goodness. Okay, release the band. Take the band over your right foot. Walk your hands a little. Your shoulders still over your hips. You can micro bend your knee. If that's too hard for you, your heel is gonna have to go down. Or better still, you can rest your right foot on the block on the medium setting if you need more support. Okay, so that's your option. Otherwise, your leg is here. Micro bend in your knee, inhale. And now lift your palms up towards the ceiling. Bend the elbows for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lift your elbows up, elbows in. Your leg is just there to stabilize you. Biceps, and lower 3, and 2, and 1. Keep a little taut sensation. And bend 1, 2, 3. Lift your elbows up. Lift your torso up. Lower, lower, lower. Inhale. Lift for 3. Lift for 2. Lift for 1. Lower, lower, lower. Last one. Inhale. Lift for 1 and hold. Lift for 2 and hold. Lift for 3. Hold, 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 hold. Lower, lower, and lower. Take a little rest. Change your legs. The block is there if you need it. Left ball of your foot. This time your palms are down. Shoulders back and down. Actually, take your right foot on the block. Your right foot, the opposite leg. Your left leg, it doesn't matter how tall it is. Palms are down, lift your chest up, inhale. And maybe you need a lot more bend this time. Open to the right. Breathe, frontal ribs are down. Lift your chest tall. Lower, lower, lower. If your band is not going that far, make fist and use your hands instead. Inhale, shoulders back and down. Open for 1, hold. Front lower ribs doing a crunch. 2. I feel it too, and I'm doing it because I need it. 3. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Lower, slow. Okay, 1 more inhale. Exhale, 1 and hold. 2 and hold. Ooh, 3 and hold. Hold it here. 4, 3. Don't depend on that ball. Come away from the ball. 2 and 1. Release it. Woo! All right, both feet on the block on the medium setting. And now turn your palms up in front of you like you're carrying a platter. Shoulders back and down. And now your thumbs are released like you're going to hitchhike. Again, shoulders over your sit bones. Open for 3, 2, and 1. Breathe and stay here. Front lower ribs doing a crunch. Lower, lower, lower. Now stay where you are. If I didn't have the band, I'm using all my body strength. I'm hugging my muscles to my bones and I'm pulling, pulling, pulling. Even if you had the very light band, you're working your muscles. Inhale. Thumb sideways. 1, 2, 3, and hold. Depress the shoulders, lift your chest, lift your chin. What's working? Make friends with your mid-upper back. Widening your collarbone. 2 and 1, slowly release. This is great for posture. If that's too easy, make it a little more taut. If it was too hard, make it looser so you can enjoy the range of motion. Shoulders back and down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, open for 1, you're hitchhiking. Close your eyes, notice what's working. For 2, for 3, hold it here. Now push your arms away and bring them in. It's little. Push out a little and come back. Push out a little, come back. Push out, come back. One more. Push out and come back and rest. Oh. Okay, last one. Take the band over your left thigh, the one tail, and I grab the tail from the inside. So you're making a little loop over your left leg and you grounding. Grab your right hand, palm is down, and now we're gonna go diagonal from the left hip to your right wrist. There is a line, a connection. Lift your chest, depress the shoulders, lift and hold, lift and hold, lift and hold. Wrist is straight. Yes, plug the arm in. Cindy, move your torso to the left a little. So you leaning to the right, lean center. You notice if you're compensating. And then with the elbow lower, keep your elbow high. Inhale. Exhale, lift with your elbow. 1. Lift with your elbow. 2. Now straighten your elbow. 3. Depress the shoulder, lift your chest. Close your eyes. Can you trace that engagement all the way to your left hip across your back body? Bend the elbow. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, last one. Inhale. This is medicine. Lift with your elbow. 1. Lift with your elbow. 2. Lift with your elbow. 3. Now depress the shoulder. With your thumb release, do little circles going backwards and then go forward. Good. Slowly release it and take a little rest. Shoulder roll. Turn your nose right and left. Beautiful. Last one. Take the tail of the band over your right thigh and then grab the tail from underneath and over your thigh. Grab it with your right hand. Find your band with your left hand. You'll have to guess and then adjust. Shoulders back and down. Core active. Lead with your elbow. Lift up for 1 and hold. For 2 and hold. For 3 and lift. Cindy, if it's too hard, use your hands instead. Make a fist, but don't lean to the right. Keep your torso straight up. Bend, bend, and bend. Connect your right hip to your left wrist. Lift your chest tall with the elbow. Lift for 1 and hold. Lift for 2 and hold. Even if your elbow is bent on 2, stay there because it does a lot of good work. Then your maximum is 3. Now you want your wrist to be aligned with your shoulder, not in front. Okay? Back. So maybe your elbow is bent and you're taking your elbow back. Lower 3, 2, and 1. This is your opportunity to break into those cobwebs. Last one, breathe, inhale. pull and hold, pull and hold, pull and hold. Depress the shoulder, 5 circles back, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now the other way, forward, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Shoulder rolls. Okay, take the band, you have your block on the medium setting, and I take the band right under, you're gonna lose your ball, take the ball down, take the band right under the soles of your feet. And now come as close as you can, you coming forward from your hips and shoulders are back, and I inhale, exhale, pull your spine, round your spine to the back wall. This is a stretch. So pull your spine, tuck your chin under a little, and can you visualize you opening your spine like a zipper? Your core is active. Depress the shoulders, lift your back ribs to the ceiling. Breathe in there, open your back body, and then slowly gaze forward like you're doing a cow. Inhale, shoulders back and down, core active. Lift your chest off your thighs. Depress the shoulders a little more. Oh, I love this. Take advantage to open your back body like a zipper to the right, to the left, to the ceiling. Depress the shoulders. Breathe into your mid back, your low back. Slowly release. Let go of the band, sit back, relax. Hands on your thighs, enjoy. Flush out all the tension, the toxins out of your body. And as we're releasing, you're also nurturing and acknowledging all the goodness, the stability you instilled in your body so far. Okay, we have one more. In advance, I'm going to tell you it's a little challenging, but I'm doing it because, again, I'm constantly trying to find what my body needs. Where can I tease it some more? What I will say that I want you to be extra cautious, and I'll show you. I'm doing a low lunge here. So your right toes are tucked under. Just watch first. And the chair is there. If you don't go far back, okay, if you don't go far back, your low back is going to take over. So you're going to lengthen your tailbone. You're pressing your knee on the ball. It's soft enough. If you need to bring the knee a little forward more, please do so. But lean back. That right glute is active. You're lifting. You're basically doing Anjaneyasana here. Okay, and then you're going to come forward and release. Maybe you lift your right foot and then you lean back. Okay, so one time it's tucked under and then you lift up your arms. The second time your fingertips there, glutes are active, you're lifting your right foot. Okay, that's it. We're gonna do 2 sets on each side. Right knee on the ball, tuck your toes under. Your left ankle is under the left knee. Lengthen your tailbone. Fire up the right glute, lengthen your tailbone, and our hip flexors are opening up here. Now lean back, lift your hands if you can. Breathe. If the hands overhead is hard, take your hands in front of you, like so. Okay? Lengthen your tailbone, lean back towards the right heel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring the chair. It's exhausting because we store a lot of tension here. Stay here, glutes are active, or lift your right foot off the floor. There's a lot of core. Woo! 3, 2, 1. Tuck your toes under, lengthen your hips. Tailbone, lean back, back, back towards your right heel. Lift your arms. Shine a light through the hip flexors, the right thigh, glutes active, lower glutes. 3, 2, 1. Now your body is tight because we did a lot of legs today. Bring your fingertips in. It's your last one. Shoulders down. Lift your right foot. Breathe in here. Fire up those glutes. Lift your chest for 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your right toes under, pyramid pose on the chair. Bring your right foot in a little. Press the balls of your feet a lot. Chest forward and draw the left hip back. Slowly come back. We're going to stretch the right leg. So now you're sitting on the edge of the chair with your left glute. Your left forearm is on the back of your seat. And now the right leg, right at the edge, the right leg is going all the way back. Top of the foot is on the floor. Square your hips, and now you're bringing your right hip forward. So you get in a hip flexor stretch. Lift your chest. Glutes are active. When you get fatigued, drag that foot towards you a little bit. Unload the tension, and don't let your shoulders do the work. Then lean forward, take that leg back again. And then as if you drag in the right foot energetically towards the left heel. Keep breathing. For 3, breathe 2. Glutes are active. Slowly lean forward, drag your right foot. Sit on the back of the chair, take a break. Massage your thighs a little bit. Good. Take your right ankle over your left knee. Come forward a little bit so that you're away from the back of your seat. Do not worry how high or how low your knee. What I want you to worry about, your starting point is both sit bone on the floor. Okay, because what happens is some of you want to take the right knee down and now you see how my chest is twisting. I'm compensating with my hips. So your starting point is both sit bones. Whatever your legs give you, this is it for right now. Just breathe into it. Inhale. When you get fatigued, bring your right knee up. Internal rotation. Flex your right foot and then lower any amount as long as your sit bones are down. Breathe. For some of you, you can come forward from your hips and you can rest your forearms. Relax the shoulders. Wherever you feel the work, shine your light in there. Wherever you feel is exactly where you need to be. That means you're shining your light in there, you're not running away. When it gets very intense, you back off a little, recover, and then come back, tease it again. And then you may notice that maybe you can put your triceps, for some of you, over the shin. You can bring your palms together, sit bones even. Remember, everything comes in layers. Because you overdo it, it doesn't mean it's going to work. It's going to mean you're going to hurt yourself. In the beginning, you go and you get a lot of recoveries, meaning you might go back, unwind the tension. And when you feel empty, you come back again. welcome the discomfort with your pillar of light, so then you can radiate and travel. Slowly come back and release it. Now I did all of that to distract you from the other side. Ooh. All right. Find your chair. This time the ball goes under your left knee. Take your right foot forward first. Left knee, you're right above the patella if possible. I want you to feel stable. Tuck your left toes under. Depress the shoulders. Fingertips, lean back until you feel your glutes, and you're taking your glute towards your heel. When you feel stable, lift your arms. Keep leaning back. Lean back, glutes active. Try not to open your chest. There's not a back bend at the moment. Front lower ribs are down. As if you're doing a little crunch. Slowly bring your fingertips, lean a little forward. Ooh, find that balance. Lift your left foot off the ball. Breathe, squeeze. You're on your fingertips. Glutes are active. Depress the shoulders down. Okay, tuck your toes under. Inhale. Glutes active. Shift your hips back. Shift your hips more than you think you should. And then lift your arms. Try to stay calm. This is not easy. I feel it as well. Shift back. Take that left sit bone to your heel. 3, 2, and 1. Fingertips. Lean a little forward, but your glute is active. Lift your left foot. Ooh. Glutes, glutes, glute. Depress the shoulders. Lift your chest for 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your toes under, pyramid pose. Shorten the left leg in, draw the right hip out. My legs are shaking. Press the balls of your feet to protect your knees. Slowly come up. This time your right thigh is on the chair, right at the edge. Grab the back of your seat. Lean forward, and now walk your left leg as far back as you can. You're on the top of your foot. Draw the right hip back and the left hip. Take your hand on your left hip flexors, and now that part comes forward. Lift your chest. This is a wonderful way to open those hip flexors, the psoas. Try to relax your upper body. And like I said, when you get fatigued, lean forward, drag your foot, take a little rest. Less is more. And then lean forward, take your leg back and again, and drag the foot energetically. Visualize your chest is coming up, up, up. Slowly come forward, release it. Oh, sit back, take a little break. There's a lot of tension, emotion, stress leaving your body right now. Give it some love. Massage your hips, your thighs. Excellent. Now come forward. Find your sit bones. This time your left ankle over the right. Flex your right foot. Turn your palms up. When you get fatigued, your knee comes in for internal rotation and then external. You might do that the whole time, and that's an amazing thing to hydrate and mobilize your hip joint here. Nobody said you have to go all the way down. The benefit is to start here. if you feel stiff and limited, okay? And every side is so different. One more thing, notice how your right foot wants to go in, align your ankle under your knee. That makes it, again, we compensate and we don't realize. Go wherever you are, from your sit bones, that's your starting point. Shoulders back. Your eyes are inside of your hip joint where the femur meets the pelvis. And are you stressing that tissue in a good way? Notice what your pelvis wants to do and where you need to be. Correct it and then breathe into that pattern. Slowly walk yourself back. Release the legs, massage. Find your tennis ball. Take it under the right sit bone, give or take. Ooh. Yeah, lean on your chair now. Lean on your chair. You can take a block, the block that you had on the medium setting if you need it. It might give you more sensation. And I rock and roll right and left. If you want more, lean forward. Rest your hand on your thighs or on your knees and just tick-tock. So now we're working on the superficial back line that starts from the sole of your foot all the way back to the third eye between your eyebrows. Turn your nose right and left. Sometimes you might release your cervical spine. And then you're gonna come, grab the chair, lift up a little and just roll, shearing the tissue. You're still on the ball, you just shimmy your hips right and left, right and left, right and left, right and left. Ooh. And then relax. Take the ball a little lower. Go towards the edge. If you had to take your fingers and grab the outer thigh, that's the part you want to be. And now lift your right leg and tick-tock. Tick-tock. Take your hand where the ball is on top. Just put pressure on it. Tick-tock. Breathe. Circle your ankle as well is another option. You can bend and straighten your leg. Move the block. Bend and straighten. Tick-tock. Ooh. Bend and straighten. Tick-tock. You can do little circles there. And then you can draw the leg to the right. The ball is going to go to the inner thigh there. Now press the ball. If you grab your fingers towards the inner thigh, your ball will be there, working towards those adductors. Just circle little circles there. You're on the right, far right, far right. The ball is on the inner thigh. Good, slowly release it. And now you're gonna go to the right again. And at this time, just take the ball a little lower towards your knee. Take your left hand on top of the ball and then shimmy your lower on the leg, cross fiber. You want a little more, lean forward or backwards. Everything is very individual. Try to go towards like you pulling that outer muscle and tendon on the right side. And then you're doing the same on the left side. You'll feel some bumps along the way. Good. Release it. Sit on your back, on your seat. Find your left side. Start from the upper towards the sit bones. Find your block on the medium. Oh, yeah. Tick-tock your knee, right and left. Right and left. Keep the pressure on the ball. Maybe you lean forward a little more. Pull, pause at the top of the movement and the bottom of the movement. Pay attention. Sometimes the connective tissue pulls your muscles in the wrong direction, and now is a chance to reorganize the misalignment. So notice. Maybe you have to stand at one point that you feel needs more time. Breathe in there. Turn your nose right and left. And then you can lift and shimmy your hips. Grab the chair, shimmy, 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 shimmy. All right, move the block out of your way. Take the ball towards the outer thigh. If you grab your fingers, there'll be that part there. And tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Ooh. So this side for me feels very different than the right side. It gives me information. Breathe, circle your ankle. You can bend and straighten. Tick-tock your leg. Explore. If one point feels good to stay, just stay there. Pin the ball. Sometimes if you feel something, you might press the ball and shimmy your hips a little to release that pull on a nerve with your connective tissue. It's almost like if you had a bracelet and it hooked on your material, you know, and you're trying to wiggle it to release. That's how the tissue is with the nerve system. Try to find a continual sense of energy, like a meridian that needs to be released. And now take your leg all the way to the right, to the left, and the ball goes all the way to the right. Pin the ball, take your hands right above, and then little tick-tock here, little. And if you notice that this side needs more work, that's your homework. You do this at your own time. All right, slowly come up. You're gonna take the C to the left, your left thigh, and then right above the knee. Pin the ball, tick-tock. Oh. Scraping the tissue, shearing the tissue here. Keep the pressure on the ball. My right hand is pressing the ball from above. Excellent. Slowly release it. Take the ball, if it's available for you, take the ball between to the back of your seat. Wherever it's going to touch, it's going to touch. Push your seat bones back, and now open your feet wide and roll, 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 and roll. Oh, and then I lost the ball. You can just pin it on the right side and stay, and then afterwards go to the left, because that way you might not lose it. So you're going from your spine towards your ribs. Put as much pressure as you wish. You can lower it or you can take it up a little depending on your chair. And then take it down to the other side. Oh, something released. Put the pressure, move your body. You can lean. See what I'm doing? Lean. Lean. And then find a different spot, higher or lower. If you come close to the spine, visualize you poking the processes, the bony part of your spine, like you're trying to organize this long ladder, okay? So if one vertebra is kind of like off a little, or the tendons or the muscles, you're trying to organize it to the midline. Like if one kid came out of the line, you're trying to tell him, go into the line. I'm talking in grandkids terms now. Shift your body if you need to, but keep the pressure. We're still working on the superficial back line. Awesome. Release it. So good. Okay, we're going to progress to the floor. Find the block and your tennis ball. Oops. Your ball, the block is going to be vertical, long. Tennis ball, your left leg is going to rest right over the block. And then you're going to put the ball right underneath the knee joint. Lift and lengthen your tailbone. You can take a block under your head if you wish. It's not necessary. Just explore. Bend your right knee. Now sink into the ball and now little wiggles. You have to go super slow in the beginning because you have no idea what you're going to find. And the worst thing is to find a very bad surprise. So you have to go really slow here because there's not a lot of forgiveness around the knee for good reason. It needs to be stable. Saying that, it's important to stretch and strengthen and mobilize the tendons and the ligaments in the connective tissue. So go slow here, wiggle side to side. If your heel is on the floor, lift your heel now and wiggle a little bit more, but with caution. To the right and to the left, to the right, to the left. You may feel radiating sensation all the way to your hip because it's the back line. Ooh, yeah. Go super slow and careful. When you're mobile, you have to be super slow. If you want to pin the ball, you can take your right ankle over your left for more weight and just stay there and sink into the ball. And you might just do like a little rocking motion, but the ball is not really moving. It's just your hips and your legs, very slow. The heel of the floor is going to give you more pressure. And notice where you need it the most. Is it towards the inner knee or the outer knee? You can circle your left ankle. Breathe fully. I just caught myself tensing up, trying to open your body and open your heart. Release your leg. Bend and straighten your right leg. Move the ball to the right. Super careful in the beginning. We're just sinking the ball. Your heel can be off the floor for a little more. And now ever so slowly you're moving and testing the water. Keep the pressure on the ball. Relax your shoulders. Stay here or ankle over ankle. Oh, yeah. Like I said, you're really walking on eggshells here. This is very important to do, but we have to be very cautious. You might circle your ankle and see what that gives you. And once your tissue is a little more hydrated, you might rock ever so gently to the right and left. If you have knee issues or injuries or surgery, this is a wonderful way to break into scar tissue and to keep that knee mobile and happy. And that goes without saying, even if you have a healthy knee, this is a part of healthy living. Slowly release it and let it go. Amazing. Okay, one more and then we're done. Now you're gonna take your Pilates ball. Look at me. So we're gonna open the hip flexors and also the TFL, there's a muscle where the hip bone, the pointy bone here, connects to this muscle here, okay? Also, we have the psoas, start from the front of the spine, goes through the inner hip and down towards the inner leg, okay? So you're gonna start right there on the bony. It's gonna cross the creases of your thigh and your left leg will be bent. So come to your belly. You can be on your forearms and roll side to side, up and down, or a one, that's to begin with. And you can go all the way towards your pubic bone, your belly button. Okay, you're not going above the belly button here, and you can go towards the outer hip. Then eventually you might just make a pillow here and sink into the ball, like crash the ball. If you stay right where the hip bone is, you will be safe. And then you're scraping it towards your belly, towards the midline. Your glutes are slightly active and you're breathing to your low back. This will release back issues. Keep the weight on the ball. It's not like a lightweight, it's heavy weight. You can do a little hula hoop, like you're skipping a rope over the ball. That might release some tissue for you. And then relax. Another option is to extend your right arm over your head, and now you're just leaning slightly to the right. You're resting your head on the right arm. And now you're right on that slight lateral. Then you can roll side to side. And then eventually you're going to bring your right leg to the left and shift over the right side. Bend your right knee. And now your left leg might go behind or bend, whichever way works for you. You're on the outer glute, the glute medius. You can also take your left hand over your head to open your rib cage. Glutes are a little engaged to protect your back. Crash the ball, crash the ball. All right, bring your left hand down to the floor and come all the way up. We could have been here for half an hour easily, easily. Take the ball to the left side again. Bend your right knee. Pull your right leg far out to the right. Tuck your toes under for the first, and then you rock and roll up and down. Up and down. On your forearms, yeah. Put the pressure in there. Little circles. And then relax. Rest your head. Crash the body, press the shoulders. And then roll your hips to the right. The ball goes to the left. And then you can go towards your navel. Make it your own. Lots of pressure on the ball and move slow. Okay, we're gonna take the left arm over your head, walk your left leg to the right, and now take your right leg behind you. You're gonna scoot right on the outer glute. Sink into the ball. You can always take your right hand over your head to open your chest. Crash the ball, put all your weight on it. Slowly come back. And now take the ball to your mid back, right below your shoulder blade. We'll just even out your spine here. Your hands behind your head. Your ball is not high, your ball is in the middle. So your shoulder blades are off the ball. Open your feet wide, inhale, and now open your heart any amount. We're doing a back bend here. Press the ball, press the ball. This is a very important area to decongest. And then you can turn your nose to the right. Keep your elbows straight. Breathe in there and then come center and breathe to the left. Ooh. And right. Use your breath, don't hold your breath. And left. Now lift your hips off the floor and massage up and down, up and down, up and down. Good, come to a seat. Take the ball to your low back. Sway your hips right and left like we did in the beginning of class. You can skip a rope, it feels really good. And go in both directions. And then take the ball to your hips. Lengthen your tailbone so you're not compressing anything. And then sway right and left. If one side feels more congested, put weight on it. Press and squeeze the ball. Lift your tushy up and down. You're not leaving the ball. You're just going up and down, side to side. And then lift the hips and move the ball. Here is your dessert. Stretch your legs out. Open your arms. Exhale out through the mouth. Bend your knees and roll over to a fetus pose. Take a moment here to enjoy the stillness, to seal your practice with a sense of achievement for a healthy lifestyle. Push the floor and come up to a seat. We take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. I hope practice served you well today. If something didn't feel good, please let me know. This is how I learned to adjust it for you guys. I wish you a wonderful Tuesday. Namaste. Thank you. Good job, everyone.